Well, it's Friday evening here at Mohawk. I stayed a little longer. I got to catch up with some clients I haven't seen for a while. Jim in a little while, and Marvin's in from Michigan. My goodness, we had a lot of people here tonight. But tomorrow there's going to be a ton of people in the clubhouse. If you're around and want to come out, Stable has some tables at Mohawk Park. At Mohawk Park tomorrow night, so feel free to come out and be a guest of ours. We would love to accommodate. And then, of course, on Sunday we have our big open house. It's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit of bad news: can't use the starting gate. I was surprised when they offered a couple of weeks ago. So then I quietly lined up the guys who drive the starting gate. I was going to pay them to come and do it, and they're like, yeah, sure. So I texted the track. I'm like, hey, after all, I will use that gate if it's all right. And they're like, with insurance and stuff, just worried they're babies, and would you mind not? Would that be okay? I'm like, yeah, it's your track. What do you want me to say? So there'll be no gate. It may have been for the best anyway. These horses, when we start schooling them, it's better to do it when no one's around, right? They get to see the gate for the first time, and then when we bring them out to qualify, 99% of them are perfect behind the gate. But that first time, here's the thing about Sunday. They're going to come off the farm for the first time since we bought them at the sale, most of them. They're going to come to a new facility, a bigger track. Historically speaking, every time we come to Mohawk, the first time the horses are a little flat. Everything is new, right? They spend the whole day looking around. Hopefully they're attentive this Sunday, but I would have used the gate, but I'm not really worried if we don't. There's lots of time, and we will get to schooling them very, very soon. So with that out of the way, we had some horses racing today. Unbeatable Kemp looked terrible. Now, when it pours down there, the track turns to concrete, much like it does at Mohawk. When it rains hard, trap rock, right? I know here at Mohawk, and I assume it's the same at the Meadowlands. The water sits on top. That's why you still see fast miles at Mohawk in the pouring rain, or at Mohawk, but definitely at the Meadowlands. The track just turns hard as a rock, and I can tell you, for a number of reasons, I talked to Mr. Silva after the race. He thought that maybe with the shoes that we had on him, the flip-flops were here, that maybe he wasn't getting hold of the track. It's quite possible. He thought that he was a little pinchy left hind. Seen that before. He scoped clean. No blood, no mucus. Said his blood work was okay. Okay. But he raced terrible. And the thing I think spoke volumes, aside from everything else, blood work and everything, he didn't look sharp, right? When he was in the race, I called Mark and James called Mark to say, listen, this horse can get you in trouble. If you stir him up and put him on a helmet, you might end up in the bike in front of you. There's no joke that way. He can get really strong in the face. He certainly didn't look like that tonight. Mark just floated off the gate, fifth. Gapped cover. He never gapped cover with this guy ever. He's never been like that. So he just wasn't in it tonight. So I talked to Mr. Silva. I said, Mark, here's the thing. There's nothing that you can say, okay, we're going to make these changes and it could result in a favorable finish next week. And then after we get him fixed up for next week, he should be a factor in the final of the New Jersey Sires. I have to believe that maybe we're just chasing our tails. It was a big deal. Come down here, do well in the first leg. If we have to make changes, make them after the first leg for the second leg, and set them up best for the final. Can't do that with such a horrible mile. I said, we can bring him back here to Ontario and beat the piss out of the non-winners of 4, going for 21 or 23,000, get his confidence back before he goes down to Kentucky in June and July. So quite frankly, unless you can sway me right now, he's going on the truck Tuesday to come back home. And he was good about it. He says, no, Anthony, you're right. He said, I could tell you some changes I'd like to make, but I don't know what they'll result in. Will they result in a miraculous rebound for him to win in 52 or 53? No, I can't say that. He said, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was a long year. This was a bad start. Let's not build on bad starts, build on good starts. He said, so I don't blame you. I think maybe, take him home. So Unbeatable Kemp is leaving New Jersey. Wasn't there long. He's leaving New Jersey Monday morning or Tuesday morning. He'll be back here before midweek of next week. Freshen him up for a few days. Probably school him on a week from Monday at Mohawk. Get him back in to go the following. I think the class goes on Friday, Saturday. Timing's perfect. So that's the plan with Unbeatable Kemp. Hey, that happens. Don't expand on bad luck. You know, you stepped in a pothole, step out of it, right? And that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to take we're going to take something that was not a good race for Kemp and try and erase it from his memory, get him back here to Mohawk, which is still in his memory, and get him back on track. No big deal. It sucks. I know it. You know it. That's racing. When it came to the other horses, now there must be a little bit of a virus going around. I didn't get the update on the scope for High Gear No Fear yet. They said he touched his elbow. Hasn't done that since we had him in Northfield. Was he tired? Was he slipping? Was it chewing? Was he sick? I can't answer those yet. I know the horse wasn't 100% for sure by looking at him. We just scratched Blue Bayou Dio, right? We saw some other horses race flat this week. Those horses are on the other side of Harry Shedrow. The other side of the wall is Dominic's barn. So I think little virus floating around. Nothing serious, but a little bit. Plus, you can't come first over with High Gear No Fear. James said I was in an impossible spot. I knew that I was hoping you'd make front and I could come and let me go. Yeah, that would have worked great. It didn't work out that way. So we ended up in the worst spot possible with unbeatable messages keep coming in. The worst spot possible for High Gear No Fear, first over. Bad spot to be in. Didn't race good. I'll update you. I'll update our clients via text when I know what the scope said. But I'll tell you who raced great. Levator raced fantastic. If I remove him to the front, I'm no worse than second. I would have liked to tangle with that 3-horse with a full head of steam, but he needed that race tonight, and he'll be very, very good next week. As I said to Cindy, I said to James after, that horse will win that class next week. High Gear No Fear will likely skip next week while we get him under control and figure out what happened tonight and rebound. And as we look to rebound, Levator will mop that class next week. I believe, I hope, if it's the same group, he was very, very good tonight. So, Unbeatable Kemp was bad. Was it the track? Was it the weather? Could have been a million things. I don't know. But I don't care for a repeat performance. So he's coming home immediately. First truck going through New Jersey. Nothing wrong with Mr. Silva. We'll do business again in the future. I like the guy. He's up front. He's straight. He's easy to talk to. Can't ask for much more than that. Well, win would be good, but what are you gonna do? You can't do what you can't do. So, very happy with Levator. We'll fix High Gear No Fear. Obviously, you know, I thought we had him going in a great direction, and to have these setbacks really sucks. But we'll get him back on track here in the coming days and weeks. So with that, I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. You guys, if you're watching New Jersey, you see the weather rolling through there. That is everywhere in everywhere. I just got a message from Jody Jameson, said he can't come Saturday, Sunday. That is everywhere on the East Coast. It is a swamp tomorrow at Freehold. I'm going to get down there, and if I have a little bit of luck, Philly will race good. And if we have a lot of luck, I'll make my flight home at 4:25. If not, I'll be in the grandstand at either 7 o'clock tomorrow or 9:15. So with that, I will talk to you all soon. Big weekend at the stable. If you're in the area and you want to come out, we have tables at the clubhouse. Drop by. Say hello. Take care, everybody.